let's continue with where we left yesterday regarding the user persona. I'll just give you a walkthrough of the user persona, how it will be actually. For just to give you a basic idea of what we discussed yesterday regarding user persona is that it's going to be a user profile wherein there will be different pieces of information such as the title and the demographic profile, the belonging, like the location of the user, the goals which the user is trying to make, and the scenario, like in which situation he is in. So before we start to work on the user persona, we should make sure that we are doing the research work right. So we'll have to gather some information regarding the qualitative and quantitative data, and then organize it into different user groups based on what they are. According to the similarities, we'll be grouping them. So once we do that, we'll have the target audience grouped together in different categories. So this will help us in identifying different user groups. So these user groups will ultimately be our user personas. So there are 4 steps in order to create a user persona. I'll just walk you through that. First, there will be an heading. The header could include a imaginary name or the real name of the persona whom we interviewed, and the image, the photo, maybe like a professional photo of that persona, and a quote which would summarize what that person said during the interview time, during the user interview time. So having these features will always help us to build the product for. So I'll give like a guideline for us. ஸோ என்ன மாதிரி ஆப் நம்ம யாருக்காக பண்ணுறோம் அப்படிங்கிறத we'll have a better understanding. For example, let's consider that we are designing for like a travel app. We are designing a travel app. For that, the user persona's name could be Savannah, and the summary quote of whatever she has mentioned, we can take that as a quote. She would not have mentioned it like a quote, but we are framing it in such a way. Take me to undiscovered holiday destinations away from tourist traps. So she wants something to be unique rather than the usual. This may be simple, like the summary quote and the name of the persona, but this is even more important in order to understand for the team who we are designing for. We should first know நம்ம யாருக்காக டிசைன் பண்ணுறோம் and what are their actual motto, actual goal. So this is what header looks like. Second one comes the demographic profile. So name and image can be fictional or it can be even original. இமேஜினரியாகவும் இருக்கலாம், இல்லை அது வந்து உண்மையாகவே நம்ம இன்டர்வியூ பண்ணவங்களோட இன்ஃபர்மேஷனாகவும் இருக்கலாம். பட் த டெமோகிராஃபிக் டீட்டெயில்ஸ் ஷுட் பி ட்ரூ அண்ட் இட் ஷுட் பி பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த ரிசர்ச் ஒர்க் தட் வி டிட். நம்ம குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ் அனாலிசிஸ் பண்ணுவோம், குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் அனாலிசிஸ் பண்ணுவோம். இட் ஷுட் பி பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த டேட்டா தட் வி ஆர் டூயிங். So we'll be including that data in the demographic profile. So demographic profile la ennallam varum, what all will include in demographic profile is personal background of the persona, the professional background. Personal background in the sense age, where they are belonging to, their location, and இப்போ வந்து if that persona is for uh, IT, from an IT company marketing professional அப்போனா which profession do they belong to அது, and the professional background, like how stressed they are, அதனால they might not have enough time to surf on the website, and they might look for a feature so soon. ஸோ அவங்க வந்து அந்த டிஸ்கவரபிலிட்டி ஃபீச்சர் வந்து ரொம்ப சீக்கிரமாகவே எதிர்பார்ப்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி we can try to bridge the gap between the professional background and the app. யூசர் என்வாயர்மெண்ட் அண்ட் ஸோ யூசர் வந்து என்ன மாதிரி என்வாயர்மெண்ட்டில் இருக்காங்க, என்ன பீப்புள் கூட ஆர் தே ஸ்பீக்கிங் வித், லைக் வாட் இஸ் த ஆட்டிடியூட் ஆஃப் தட் பர்சனா, how they are behaving, and the psychographics. So first comes the personal background. Personal background la, as I mentioned earlier, it includes age, gender, ethnicity, education, persona group. So அவங்க வந்து working mom இல்லை their family status is single, married or widowed. So என்ன kind of persona group அப்படிங்கிறத we have to categorize. So these comes in personal background. It's better that we add whatever is required for the solution that we need to derive from persona. So இதெல்லாமே வந்து ஒரு process தான். In the case study we are just following the process in order to arrive for the solution. So why we are following this process is to create the solution. அந்த சொல்யூஷனுக்கு இது ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கா அப்படிங்கிறது பார்க்குறோம். அதுக்காக தான் நம்ம வந்து இந்த யூசர் பர்சோனா பண்ணுறோம். இட்ஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் we need to do for name sake, but from the persona we need to derive the data, and that data should convert in the feature of the application. ஸோ இந்த அப்ளிகேஷனில் ஒரு ஃபீச்சர் நம்ம எடுத்துகிட்டு வரணும் இந்த பர்சோனாவில் இருந்து. ஸோ அவங்க என்ன எதிர்பார்க்குறாங்க, that should be converted as a feature for the application that we are designing for. Hope it's clear. If you have any doubt you can just pass me and ask. Next comes professional background. So professional background will include the details like job, occupation, என்ன வேலை கரண்ட்டாக பார்க்குறாங்க, வாட்ஸ் their income level, and what's their work experience, are they senior, junior, or just starting out. அந்த ஏஜ் வச்சே we can just figure out their work experience as well. If it's just you are going to create your own persona without interviewing any user, அந்த மாதிரி இருந்துச்சுன்னா we can just try to build a persona by ourselves. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் கண்டிப்பாக we should not இது வந்து கண்டிப்பாக இன்க்ளூட் ஆகணும் அப்படிங்கிறது இல்லை, பட் if it's required for the persona that you are creating in order to solve the solution, solve the problem. Here we might add that since this persona is working as a full-time employee in a pharmaceutical company, and we are also stating her salary per year. User environment. So in which environment is the user belonging to? User environment is consisting of physical, social, technological context of the user. So இந்த செக்ஷன் வந்து என்ன மாதிரி கொஷின்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும்னா, என்ன டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் டிவைசஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க, ஹவு டெக் சாவி ஆர் தேர், எந்த அளவுக்கு டெக்னாலஜி அவங்களால அடாப்ட் பண்ணிக்க முடியும். ஸோ பேஸ்ட் ஆன் திஸ், இஃப் they are not adaptable to the latest softwares or tools, then they might also prefer accessibility, right? ஸோ accessible-ஆக அவங்களுக்கு டிசைன் பண்ணணும். அதுக்காக நம்ம வந்து இன்னும் எஃபர்ட்ஸ் போடணும். லைக் அவங்க வந்து இந்த ரிமோட் ஏரியாஸில் இருந்தால் கூட they should be able to accessible downloads ஆஃப்லைனுங்கிற ஃபீச்சர் நம்ம எடுத்துகிட்டு வரோம்ல. ஸோ பேஸ்ட் ஆன் த பர்சனா we should understand how to derive the features. That's the purpose. So here this persona's user environment could be in her office, mostly on laptop, but also on her iPad when commuting to and from work. So அவங்க வந்து ட்ராவல் பண்ணும்போது she'll be in her iPad, and during her office or during her times in when she's in home, she'll be mostly on laptop. So she is using both laptop and iPad. That is her user environment. So demographic profile psychographics இருக்கு. What does psychographics include? It includes the attitudes, interest, motivations and pain points. Mostly எல்லா யூசர் பர்சனாலையுமே வந்து இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட், மோட்டிவேஷன் அண்ட் பெயின் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக கவர் ஆகிடும். அது ஏன் இம்பார்ட்டண்ட்டாக கவர் ஆகுதுன்னா, தட்ஸ் பிகாஸ் we need to understand the users frustrations, which is pain points, in order to prepare a solution for them. What they are interested in, aduvum we should know, because that will also help us in creating attractive elements or the features which might grab their attention. So adukkaga we should know their interests, pain points and motivation. So what motivates them to use this app, or அவங்களுக்கு இந்த ப்ராசஸில் வந்து what are they finding interested in. So we should understand these factors. Only then we will be able to understand ஏன் இந்த யூசர் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணுறாங்க rather than the other way. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு இந்த ப்ராடக்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்களா அப்படிங்கிறது we can get a better picture. இப்போ வந்து நம்ம ஹாலிடே புக்கிங் ஆப்னு we continued in the previous slide. ஸோ அதே வந்து we'll look forward in holiday booking app. What this persona could look for is she enjoys luxury spa retreats. So she hates tourist traps, and what she appreciates is the element of exclusivity. What is something unique, or what is special for her, and she also tries to enjoy authentic local cuisine. So இப்போ இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு we are getting these data points from the user itself. She likes to prefer travel alone or with one other person, tends to favor quality over economy. So she's not budget friendly. அதுதான் the meaning that is deriving from here. And she is quite introvert since she likes to travel alone, and she likes to explore authentic local cuisine. Like if she goes to Karaikudi, then she would like to explore the place, the local cuisines over there, like the Chettinad food, right? That's what her characteristics are. So how can we design an app for this? Just to give you an idea, I would say like அவங்க வந்து இந்த மாதிரி authentic local cuisine, so she enjoys, right? So we can also include an tab wherein she can explore local places. So என்ன பிளேஸ்னு அவங்க சர்ச் பண்ணாங்கன்னா she can get the local places in that place, in that tab itself. So that could also be helpful for her. So this is how the demographic profile will be for the persona. This can also help us in understanding the user needs and goals. So these are also the goals of the user. So we are just understanding the user in depth. Add end goals. So Airbnb அந்த மாதிரி அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ்லாம் if you see, you can also get an idea. அதில் எப்படி மற்ற பிளாக்னு ஒன்று இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க, எப்படி they are trying to give some additional values for the user by the way of including the local places in the tourist spots. அப்புறம் they are trying to integrate some other features within the app itself, right? So அந்த மாதிரி we can also do the competitor analysis based on this user persona. So user persona டைம்லேயே நான் வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டாக அந்த சொல்யூஷன் டெரைவ் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லலை. இது வந்து ஒரு ப்ராசஸ். ஸோ இந்த ப்ராசஸில் இருந்து we'll jump to the next one, like competitor analysis or user journey. அதுக்கப்புறமா இதெல்லாமே ஒரு ப்ராசஸ். that process should not be skipped if it's necessary for the problem statement. But இது வந்து நேம் சேக்குக்கு பண்ணாமல் இதிலேருந்து சொல்யூஷன் எடுத்துகிட்டு வர்றதுக்காக பண்ணணுங்கிறது தான் இஸ் மை objective over here. That's what I am trying to convey here. Add end goals. So end goal of the user is something, a motivating factor that would inspire action and that would also answer the question யூசர்ஸ்க்கு இந்த இடத்துல என்ன வேணும் and what they are trying to do with our app or our website. So end goals are going to be the major factor, major force for our users in order to fulfill the user needs. ஸோ யூஸரோட கோல்ஸை வந்து நம்ம அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிட்டோம்னா we can fulfill their requirements, their goals. Okay, so first we should try to understand what they are trying to achieve from our application. So in this persona's case that we are discussing currently, her end goal is to use holiday booking app to discover and book luxurious holiday destinations. Right, so she is not looking for budget friendly options, so she is open to luxurious options, and she is also looking for exclusivity, right? And the next step is to add a scenario. A scenario is a day in the life narrative. So அந்த ஒரு பர்சனாக்கு அவங்களோட டே இன் லைஃப்பில் என்ன மாதிரி இருக்கும், if she is going to interact with our app in order to achieve her goal, what would it be like? So scenario will basically consist of when, where, how that particular narrative takes place, right? So it's going to be from the point of view of the persona, and it could also describe the use cases that might even happen in the future. Let's take the same persona. For her, let's create a scenario. At least once a year she would go away on a luxury holiday. வருஷத்தில் ஒரு வாட்டியாவது she'll go to a luxury holiday, and then she'll try to discover the places that she has never been. So she's a kind of person who likes to explore a lot. She's a kind of travel freak, and she is also a workaholic because since she's working all day, she also wouldn't have much time to browse each and every element of her holiday, but she wants some kind of a good place to stay. She's having money, she wants a good place to stay, but she doesn't have time. So aduketa madri what kind of recommendation she will get is what she is finding. That is the scenario which we are trying to make here. So these are the 4 steps, and for this let's just give a conclusion. User persona எப்படி பண்ணுவோன்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து we'll try to identify the user needs and then get the real data from the users. That should be real. Maybe the name can be faked, and also the summary, which is the quote of the entire persona, can be written in our own words based on our understanding. It is not the quote given by the user, but we are trying to frame that quote in order to give a clear glimpse of what we are talking now. And for this then we are trying to get into the steps, the step 1, step 2 and 3, 4. For these we need to bring in the real data which the persona has actually mentioned in the user interview when we conducted. Okay, that should be real data. Based on these data points, we will get in context of the product what we are designing and for whom we are designing. So இந்த ரியலிஸ்டிக் கேரக்டர் வந்து நம்ம பில்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும் போது we'll also get the real actual needs of the users rather than assumptions. ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அசம்ஷன்ஸில் போக மாட்டோம். நம்ம வந்து யாருக்காக டிசைன் பண்ணுறோன்னு we get a better understanding. And we'll also try to bring in the relevant information which is only required. She might maybe she might say some of the things that is irrelevant to the persona that we are doing. For example, she could say that her favorite football team is this and her favorite TV program is this, but that just doesn't make sense, right? ஸோ அதெல்லாம் அவங்க சொன்னாலுமே நம்ம வந்து அதை இன்க்ளூட் பண்ண போகிறதில்ல. We are just trying to include the details that will serve a design purpose. நம்ம சொல்யூஷன் எடுத்துகிட்டு வர்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது கிடைக்குமா அந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும்தான் we are going to include. Okay, so when we are trying to work on the persona for the entire product, we should decide what features will be helpful. But அதுக்கு முன்னாடி இதெல்லாம் வேல்யூபிளான பாயிண்ட்ஸா we need to analyze them, and then we'll try to bring in those data points to the user persona. Now I've just demonstrated you how a user persona would be. So you guys can work on this task for now. For this task, I want someone of you to present it and then work, so that it will be even more engaging is what I feel. Maybe even everyone can present their screens and start working on this. So here the assignment is to start think on your problem area. Maybe I've also mentioned you to bring one problem statement, right? Has everyone worked on that?
Ma'am, we had a doubt about what problem statement you are exactly asking us to do.
For the case study that you are trying to do, you can bring in the problem statement. It could be either redesigning of an app or the real problems that you have seen in the application.
As in an individual person who has faced some issues in an application,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
It could be something like that. Okay, then maybe I can help in sharing how we can select the problem statement. I'll just so this is one person whom I've been recently following. Here Instagram, see how much time they've spent looking at your profile. There is no feature something like this, but he's trying to bring in this feature. A person named he has viewed your profile for 4 hours. They spent a total of 2 days, 3 hours and 57 minutes on your profile and liked 98% of your photos. Wow. So this is kind of message, this is kind of a feature he has introduced in Instagram. This is an existing platform. He has introduced a feature So whatever he is posting is regarding the introduction of a new feature in the existing app, which will also add more values. This is not going to be like a case study, but this is just a feature introduction in the existing app. See, this is the McDonald's app in which he has mentioned that we can see price changes over time. There is no feature currently existing in McDonald's app like this, but he has tried to bring in this. This is just a simple text, but in the existing platform he is trying to bring like this. This is just a visual which he has tried to recreate. Maybe since he could see a lot of news that belongs to politics or some kind, he wants to filter the news to show only good news. There is no current filter like this existing. So these are some of the ways how we can introduce the feature. So also in order to create a full-fledged case study, you need to pick a problem statement. I'll also share how you can pick the problem statement. First, we'll have to identify a real user's pain point. So try to look what problem is the user facing. Maybe, for example, users could be abandoning the checkout flow due to unclear shipping options in Myntra, or there could be a problem in the Zomato app, like what we did in the UX audit. Right, there are so many issues in so many apps that we are currently seeing. Just pick one problem statement from the existing application that would be easy for you, whatever you are trying to do as a case study. And then after picking that genuine problem, we can work on the business goals, like uh, what value can we bring to the business. Like we can increase the onboarding completion, onboarding in the sense the first few steps in order to begin the app, so that needs to be increased to improve the user retention. Or uh, we can also redesign the entire app because of some existing problems in the app. Or shall I just give some problem statements to each one of you?
No, I think that would be fine. We can also search in something and we'll tell you. If that's not okay, maybe then you can give us something like a problem statement.
Sure, then first work on the problem statements for now. It could be from a fintech app, for example. Um, so, for example, the working professionals, like young professionals, could find it difficult to track their daily expenses. And in the budgeting apps, right, there are money manager, there is an app like money manager. So there could be a problem while tracking the daily expenses in budgeting apps, maybe due to the difficulty in the interfaces, maybe due to complex interfaces that could lead to frustration and app abandonment. So for this, we would redesign the entire money management app. This is one example. And for e-commerce, if you are interested in that domain, you could also pick a problem statement like users might leave their cart during the checkout process because of lack of clear delivery timeline. They are not mentioning the delivery timeline properly, and there are also hidden charges. So this could result in revenue loss for the platform. uh, so you guys can work on the problem statement now. I'll just write the examples here which I've told. Problem statements, picking that is the important thing in order to start the case study. For a fintech app, in whichever domain you are interested, you can go ahead. There is no wrong in that. So here, so you guys are clear, no? So you know what to do now. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. If you need a problem statement, even I can give you. So once this problem statement is picked, you can do the persona later, take it as an assignment, and complete it before tomorrow's class. I'll have to walk you through what the case study looks like, why is the problem statement important, so that you can get the case study structure, how it has to be done.